Morning, Mark.
You know what we do, Rob. We feel good on Fridays. I love it. You know what we do on Fridays. Feeling good today. I love the fall.
You do? I do like it too. It comes at number 2 for me, Mark, if I have to say in terms of seasons, but it's still up there.
Yeah, people are starting to freak out because they feel like winter's coming. But the fall, embrace the present, embrace where we're at right now. It is so beautiful. It is the perfect weather. I think September, October are the best months of the year.
No, they are. There's no doubt about it. This weekend's going to be a beautiful weekend.
Can't wait.
Going to be great. Good stuff.
And you've got a big reunion.
30 years.
I cannot believe
30 years.
that
Hanover High School.
1992 was 30 years ago. How is that even possible?
If you can dream it, you can do it. 1992. There's my yearbook up there. That was fun. It was good. I had one classmate call in earlier this morning, sharing some memories. Christine can concur.
That was wonderful.
It's going to be so nice to get back together with all of those.
I mean, it's because everybody go, oh, well, you know, you got Facebook and all. That's fine, but isn't it good to just meet people in real life?
You have to see people face to face. It's not the same. It is absolutely not the same. And that's a local high school. So you probably will have a lot of people.
Yeah, I hope so. Yeah. I think there's still a good number of people that still live around the South Shore, so that'll be good. All joining 30 years of Hanover High School.
Wow, 30
1992.
years. That was the year I graduated from our state university at Amherst.
Oh, okay.
I can't believe it's been 30 years. That's why it's kind of blowing my mind.
I know. As I was saying to you off the air before, I always when we went into the 90s, I always felt like the 90s was like the modern times. It was going to be the 1990s, but I guess it's a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Anyway, it'll be fun tomorrow, so I'm feeling good about that.
Yeah, you are. Feeling good about local. #local.
Yeah.
You know, we were talking about local last week with the Lobster Fest and Lara Brait doing such an amazing job, and they had such an awesome turnout and helped promote and give exposure to these local businesses. We talk about it all the time, right? Think local, but I mean, think global. Think global, but shop local. Shop local. Take care of those folks that are taking care of you all, right? I mean, we talk about it at the flag football with the sponsorships all the time. You know, Amazon is not sponsoring flag football, right? The Targets, the Walmarts of the world are not sponsoring. These are your local businesses that are helping put baseball teams on the field and put helmets on kids and keep kids safe and supporting local music and supporting all of the local things that happen in your communities. So, you know, take care of those folks, especially as we enter into the winter. Take care of the local businesses. But you know what else is local and it was really fun? And this is why I wanted Christine James to join us on this one.
She's here.
It's campaign season. It's political season. And, you know, so a lot of people, you know, are getting somewhat disgruntled with the federal government and what's going on with the federal. And even some folks are bummed out about how the state is handling certain things. But where it matters, just like WATD's whole mission, where it matters is where it is local to you. Right here in your home. Are you involved? Are you paying attention? Are you doing your research, right? A lot of people during the COVID era were DYR, do your research, do your research. There's a lot of misinformation out there. Do your own research. But really for the local, if you're looking to move into communities, if you're in communities and you want to understand, you know, you have got to be registered to vote. You have got to be going to your local town meetings. You have got to be involved to understand what's happening and to make impact and to make change. And Christine, Fair and Balanced, is holding debates for local candidates. And it's so much fun to listen. Christine, you are so good at what you do.
I thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm recording this too, so I can play it back later.
We could do that. We could plug the debates coming up with Christine James, Fair and Balanced. And you are. You give everybody the opportunity to speak, to be heard, to share their visions and missions. And, you know, there's no judgment. There's no one-sided thought process. This is an open platform, and it's fair and balanced, and the candidates get to come in and speak their truths, and the candidate that's opposing them gets to challenge those And it's really nice because this is the community that people live in. This is where things happen on the ground in your local communities.
Yeah. No, that's Christine does an amazing job, and I'll say that too. And I'll say this for Christine. I want to let people know that there's a lot of hours, tons of hours that go into the work that Christine does with her intense research and all of the trying to actually get the candidates to be there on the same night. Not a very easy task, I understand. And you're right, Mark, and I appreciate this too. And by the way, when the two candidates do come in and they do this, that they have to answer real questions about real issues. They each get equal time, but it's not one of those. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the meet and greets and the little coffees and stuff, but we know that's going to be a lot more fluff or just rah 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 to the same people that already know. They're already feeling the same thing.
Right.
I like to at least hear from both candidates.
Well, I really appreciate those comments from both of you, and I think some of it has to do with, this is what a lot of old-time stations always did. It's just news, and I think sometimes people now, in this age we live in, don't really understand what news is. News is not only listening to TV stations that preach to whether you're to the right or to the left, it's presenting the facts, period. Don't take a side on it. Don't try to be one side or another. And I guess, a lot of the big networks hoping to get the advertising dollars, they're preaching to the base. So a lot of people say it's news. No, I think most of that's editorial comment. And that's why we really just try to here's the facts. Everybody gets the same amount of time. We time people. We've got Lenny Rowe in there with the colored construction paper and timers. And if they talk over their time, we will cut the mics. We're tougher than the presidential debate. Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, Christine has this giant bell.
Which I love to
which
ring.
She does.
Yes.
And then if they do, because sometimes, and does it happen that you have to cut their mic?
We have done that just a few times. So far this season, not at all, but we've already...
People generally respect
This was interesting because we started the general election forums this week on Monday night. We had an unusual circumstance. It was for the 1st Plymouth District, which is Matt Moratori, who's the incumbent Republican. He's in that district, and his challenger, and I will say his name because it's not a secret, Stephen Michael Palmer. He made his opening statement and said, "I can give my time to him. I'm done with the rhetoric," and he walked out. That has never happened here in 30 years. We set aside the time, and then he called up and he canceled his debate with PAC TV. So if you're going to run for office, run for office.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, folks. So you want to pay attention to who's running for office, right? You don't want to go into that ballot box and check the box or the party line. You need to listen to who these people are because they're going to be representing you and your interests. Do they align with your interests? Do your research. Listen to WATD and Christine James. Listen to these debates. See who's running for your representative offices and understand who they are and support those that you want to be there because this is your community. These are your communities, and you want them to be wonderful,
and
right?
It's interesting. One of the things that I love about radio, which I tell people, sometimes they might get upset about what their opponent said. One of the things I love about radio, you get to not only hear what they say, you get to hear how they say it or how they avoid it and don't say it. And sometimes that can be very telling about a candidate's stand or hesitancy to take a stand. And that's why it's good if you feel that you're listening, to the opponent of who you like, and you think, "Well, I don't like that comment." Well, there's a good chance that plenty of other people feel the same way.
Right.
So everybody gets a chance.
I think the tone, you're right. You can hear if someone's being sarcastic or a flip or in their comments. You feel the emotion come through.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. So that's important. There's a ton more, right, Christine, still happening?
Oh, yes. There's a ton more. We try to probably, I think I've got 8 more scheduled.
I love it.
Most of them are Monday nights. There's a few on Wednesday nights, and we usually end the season with the 9th Congressional District. That's a tradition, and we'll have that race on too. But it's good, and we pop them up online, and you can listen to them, and some good debate. We had another one on Wednesday night, the 5th Plymouth District. Dave DeCoste, the incumbent, and his challenger, Emmanuel Doctor. And that's a district where the lines are changing a little bit, with redistricting. And those were 2 candidates that did not agree on anything. And probably, I'm just going to go out on a limb here, don't like each other very much. So it got pretty heated. It was good.
Yeah. Sometimes you'll just have 2 people, and it doesn't seem like they really disagree on a lot. They just come in and they talk and they have the conversation and leave. But yeah, I could feel that it seemed heated.
It was.
By the way, I will say this just to both of you, that I think this is a positive thing, and I sent you a text, Christine, that people are excited and interested. I love it that the numbers for the streaming were doubled what they normally
Awesome.
are at that time. So that means a lot of people were we're listening to that specific program.
And they're getting involved,
Yeah.
right? They're doing their research. It's so easy for a candidate to put out a press release on how great they are and all the wonderful things they're doing, but to sit down and actually be held accountable, very different.
Absolutely. And our feeling has always been, because I have had a few candidates over the years say, well, that's an unfair question. Why are you asking me that? And here's my attitude. You're spending my money and you're making decisions that affect my life. I can ask you anything. If you choose to answer it or not answer it, well, that tells me who you are. So that's my
Yeah.
attitude.
I love it.
Yeah, good stuff.
Harumph.
In Christine, we trust. Let's keep going. Put their
Thank
feet
you.
to the fire, and let's have some really good representation out there so that we can have amazing communities all over the South Shore.
Oh, thank you. And of course, we always ask our listeners, we try to preview these. If you've got questions for the candidates, don't hesitate to
Right.
send them. watdnews@gmail.com. And please send them to me ahead of time, not
Yes.
15 minutes into the forum.
Or during the forum.
Because I've got too much stuff going
Yeah,
on.
she's
got to
get those questions in advance. So
Right.
watdnews@gmail.com. Get it in.